Secondly, Sevier, when you get inside tonight, draw the defender, but then pitch it out for a shot. Kentucky has length, a lot of it, and trying to go up through that forest inside, that's going to be a non-starter. That'll be a losing proposition against 6'10" and 7-foot Wildcats inside, and they're among the leading shot blocking teams in the country. So you got to be real careful, Sevier, when you get in there. And then finally, let's get a hot start, put some doubt in their minds. These Cats have lost their last two. They lost to Georgia Tech by 17 in early December. Let's make them think that they just don't want any part of any team that's got Georgia in the name.
And 4-8 coming into tonight's contest. 4 games under 500, 3-2 in the league, and Georgia at 8-4 and 1-4. Our tip-off tonight brought to you by Northside Hospital in Atlanta. Their surgeons have decades of experience with routine and complex surgeries. Today, Northside Hospital leads the Southeast in innovative procedures, performing nearly 40,000 robotic surgeries since 2005. Their confidence and compassion await you in Atlanta. You can learn more at northside.com. Our officials tonight, Anthony Jordan, working his 5th Georgia game this season. Yes.
His name sounds familiar.
They're going to give him a uniform, I think.
Has he worked with us before?
Anthony Jordan, Olandis Poole, and Owen Short. Those are our trio of officials tonight as we're ready to get it on here in Athens, Georgia in the home whites, and Kentucky in the road blues.
Anthony Jordan's 4th game?
5th.
5th game with us?
Yes.
We've only played 13.
That is correct. This is number 13, and this will be his 5th.
Let's give him a uniform.
Wearing the stripes. Tumani Kamara in the center circle to jump for Georgia, and in the Wake Forest transfer, Olivier Sarr at 7 feet to jump for Kentucky. Here's the toss and the tap controlled by the Cats as they chase it down towards the baseline, far right end of the floor. And this is Devin Askew carrying it across into the front court, and we are underway in Athens tonight. Dante Allen with the handoff to Askew, the 6'3 freshman guard from California. Dribbles to the right elbow, hooks a pass to his left. Ware twisting, looking for help above the three-point line with 9 to shoot. He double dribbled.
Yeah, well, the Dogs are doing a great job defensively. I mean, they were really forcing the ball out.
That's a good start for Georgia, defensively getting a turnover. Now here's Sevier Wheeler and the Dogs in their first offensive possession of the ball game. Wheeler dribbles on the edge of the logo against Askew, goes by Askew, hooks a pass to Horn on the right wing for a 3, but he couldn't get to it. It was defended. He passed it off to Kamara, drives for a layup, and misses the rim. Put it off the glass, and it came right down to Kentucky. Cats with the rebound and the ball again. No score as we're almost a minute into tonight's contest. Mintz with a skip pass to Dante Allen, left wing in front of us above the three-point line. Now they go back to Askew. Slowly dribbles between the circles. Now here's Big Sarr going to spin down the lane. Finger roll. He left it short. Barely nicked the front end of the rim. Horn got the rebound for the Dogs to Wheeler. He drives. That shot is blocked, and I think that's going to be a goaltend on Kentucky.
I think that ball had touched the glass, Scott.
So the Cats were blocking the shot by Wheeler, but Sevier is going to get the first points of the ball game on the goaltend by the Cats. And Georgia with a 2-0 lead. 18:45 on the clock, just underway here at Stegman Coliseum tonight. Cats with the ball. They're in their road blues. Dogs all in white with the throwback whites on tonight. Cats work into the paint. Big Sarr gives it up on the wing. Askew moves to his left, fires a 3, hits the back of the iron. No good. Offensive board. Cats kick out for a 3 on the left wing. That's no good from Mintz. Rebound Fagan and the Dogs. Georgia carries it up the floor from left to right.
Well, Ty Fagan does a good job on the glass for a guy his size, doesn't he?
Kyer to Horn. 3, right corner. Good. Scanning energy 3 for P.J. Horn. And the Dogs have a 5-0 lead.
And the Dogs have now hit 14 of their last 26 threes.
Oh, I like that number. Cats with the ball. Left end of the floor here at Stegman. Askew drives. Kyer defends. Fadeaway. Askew wanted the foul. He was too worried about that, and he missed the shot. Dogs rebound. Kyer wide open 3 right side. No good. Side of the rim. Rebound tapped into the corner. Fagan gets to it first. Throws a pass, long pass, all the way back out to half court to Sevier Wheeler. Wheeler going to put it on the floor with a left-hand dribble drive. Kiss off the glass. Oh, it went in and came out. Kamara got the offensive rebound. Kick out to Kyer. Kyer going to dribble and drive. Runs into traffic, loses the handle, and turns it over. Kentucky with the basketball. Boy, severe shot. Went in and came out. The basket was not kind that time. Kentucky's long three going to bounce over the backboard and out of bounds. It'll be the Dogs' ball.
Yeah, and Tumani's really disappointed with that call because he had a great rebound.
Kicked off the rim and bounced high, almost hit the shot clock on the bounce. And now the Dogs will bring it in, leading it 5-0. 17-14 on the clock here in the opening half of tonight's contest. The Dogs have lost 14 straight to these guys. Not necessarily this team, but this program. You know what I'm saying. Fagan on the right wing, sees an opening, drives to the basket, puts it up off the glass, left it short. Rebound torn down by Sarr, and Kentucky up ahead. Wow, Mintz with a running one-handed stuff to get the Cats on the board with their first points. It's 5-2.
Well, they beat us down the floor, and we just beat them down the floor.
And Wheeler going to try to hook it up on the left side for the lay-in. He got fouled on his way to the basket, and he's got 2 shots coming. Now, Olandis Poole said 2 shots, but Anthony Jordan is going to give the ball out of bounds, so it will not be a shooting foul. But clearly, the official said 2 shots.
Know what you call that if that's not a shot.
So Georgia inbounds. They don't go to the line. Fagan out of the far left corner up the sideline. Guarded tightly by Davion Mintz, the transfer from Creighton. Fagan penetrates, kick to Kamara, comes in for a one-handed stuff, and he missed it. It bounces high in the air off the rim, but he got fouled.
2-shot foul?
Well, when I see it, I'll believe it. I'm thinking that will be a 2-shot foul. Yes, indeed. And Kamara is going to be at the line this time. Kamara, left-handed shooter, rolls that free throw up and in good.
You know, after Tumani struggles here against Auburn, he shot well at the line, on the road in Oxford. And let's hope that continues tonight.
He did. He made 5 of his 6 foul shots against Ole Miss. Second foul shot going to rim out. No good. He made 1 of 2. Rebound to Cats. 6-2. Dogs lead. Askew has it on the left wing. Picks up the dribble. Kyer defending. Goes up the wing to Mintz. Pushes it hard with one hand over on the far side of the floor. Now it's Jacob Toppin in the game for the Kentucky Wildcats. Askew going to drive through the lane. They're going to get Georgia for a blocking foul. That's P.J. Horn. They call him for the block. He was trying to draw the charge. Didn't get the call.
The only thing I can figure there, Scott, is that Kentucky had already left the floor in the air when he moved over and established position, because he was there in plenty of time.
Askew, the free throw, climbs it over the front of the rim. Good. 82% foul shooter is Devin Askew, the guard from Sacramento, California. He's now 24 out of 29 at the line. Right-handed shooter. He hits them both here for his first points of the night. 6-4, Dogs lead. Georgia's got the ball as we tick under 16 minutes here in the first half. Wheeler with a right-hand dribble, guarded by Askew. Cats in a man-to-man. Kyer left, then right-hand dribble on the right side of the floor. Quick pass to Fagan, who feeds Kamara. Spins down the lane, shoots from the left side, left it short. He's trying to shoot it over the 7-footer Sarr and having all kinds of problems. Cats with a rebound and the possession in the front court. Toppin with the handoff to Mintz. They set a screen. Mintz to the foul line. Back to Toppin, left wing. Top of the key. Mintz flashes out between the circles. Kamara's guarding him. They go to Sarr with Horn on him. The 7-footer spins, feeds Askew with 8 to shoot. Back inside to the big man Sarr. Right block. We double him. And what's the call? They call a foul on the Dogs?
Bumped him out of bounds.
Yep, that's the second foul on Horn. And that'll get us into the timeout. So the first media amount of the ball game with 15-19 to go, half number 1. 6-4, Dogs lead. Right now, you can come in and get exceptional offers on the full line of BMWs. Just visit one of your Atlanta area BMW centers today for a test drive. BMW is a proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com for great offers. So Keon Brooks has 2 fouls for Kentucky, and P.J. Horn has 2 fouls for Georgia. Horn also with the only 3-pointer of the ball game. And we'll see what Tom Crean goes to as they come out of the timeout. They'll come back with Kyer. Andrew Garcia will enter the ball game for the Dogs. The transfer from Stony Brook, 6'6" and 225. Graduate transfer from Bergenfield, New Jersey.
Guy that always puts up the quietest stats that you'll ever see in a basketball game. You know, you think he did nothing, you look down, he had a double-double.
Kentucky, a quick inbound as Georgia was huddling up defensively, and Kentucky threw the ball in. Georgia had to break the huddle and find their spots on the floor in a hurry. Askew's got the ball inside the arc, left of the lane for Kentucky. Gives it to Big Sarr. He spins, lost the handle. Fight for it out of bounds. Kyer jumps in the air over the inline and throws it off Sarr, who had fallen to the floor, and it's going to be Georgia's basketball. Heads-up play by Justin Kyer, the transfer from George Mason. 6-4, Dogs by 2. Georgia's got the possession here. Wheeler goes by Askew, curls around left side. Kyer attacks down the lane, running floater off the left side and the right side of the rim. Offensive rebound, Dogs. Give it up to Wheeler for a 3, and he airballed it.
Wow. That was
missed it wide to the right.
Wide right.
It looked like a Florida State kick.
It was like one of those Buffalo Bill field goals. You know, just wide right there.
It's going to be the Cats' ball. Fagan comes out of the ball game for the Dogs. And K.D. Johnson, the freshman, checks in for his first minutes of the night. Johnson's had 2 pretty good games in his Georgia debut. 21 last week against Auburn, then 14 in the win over Ole Miss on Saturday, including 4 threes.
And SEC Freshman of the Week.
Brick 3 from Dante Allen. Missed the rim, got the glass, and the Dogs rebound. Georgia with a possession and a 2-point lead. Wheeler dribbles from the left side, through the circle. Oh, nifty pass down low to Garcia. Couldn't do anything with it. Back to Wheeler. Across the lane, jump stop. Feeds Kyer on a bounce. Baseline is shut off. Back out front to K.D. Johnson with 10 to shoot. They throw it inside. It's kicked. And the whistle blows, and that stops the play. And they'll reset the clock to 20. It'll be the Dogs' ball, and they'll inbound on the baseline, I believe.
You know, we're not having a lot of success at the rim. I would suggest maybe we pull it out and try some of those mid-range or longer jump shots.
Well, this is what Kentucky did with Auburn on Saturday. They lost that game to the Tigers 66-59. Auburn started that game 1 of 16 from the field. They survived that and ended up getting the win. Kentucky just really packed it in on the Tigers to shut down their penetration and drive game with their very talented freshman guard Cooper. And we're seeing Kentucky do that again here tonight. They protect the rim pretty well.
I mean, look at their height and their length. That's the thing. When you get inside, you got to get it through all those arms.
Johnson feeds it in to Wheeler, who penetrates the dish to the right. Oh, what a play to Garcia, who laid it up and in.
That's the other option. Draw all the attention to the left and flip it to the right.
8-4 Dogs. Wheeler high up in the air when he delivered that ball to Garcia about 3 feet to his right, and Andrews scored on the lay-in. Cats jumper off the curl. Brandon Boston, and that's good. 6'7" freshman guard from Norcross, Georgia. Played his senior year of high school out in California. Dogs get it into Garcia, throws it high off the top of the backboard, and it comes down through the hoop. That's what you got to do when they've got 7-footers down there.
No doubt, but you know what? I just talked about how he gets quiet points. That wasn't quiet. That was a heck of a play.
10-6, Dogs lead. Cats with Mintz along the baseline to Sarr. 3-pointer left corner off the front of the rim is no good. The rebound goes to Kentucky. Mintz open 3 left side. That one missed off the iron. This time Kamara rebounds for the Dogs. Clears it out to Wheeler. Down the middle of the floor, going to the rack. They don't defend. Oh, they got back late. And he leaves his layup short. Cats with a rebound. Long throw down the length of the court. K.D. Johnson got back to defend. Now, who touched it out last?
Georgia did. K.D. did. But, hey, give him full credit because that was an alley-oop that was about to be dunked. He got back there and tipped it out of bounds. And, you know, Coach Crane told you, he says, we hadn't been doing a good job in transition defense. That was a good job.
Johnson using his speed to get down the length of the floor and protect that end of the floor for Georgia. Here's Askew going by Johnson. Johnson going to reach around and call the foul, I think. Yep, they got KD. Got him on the hand. And that's the first on Johnson, the team's third. 10-6, Dogs lead by 4. We've got 12:43 to go in half number 1. Dogs with Wheeler and Johnson. Kyer and Jonathan Ned checks into the ballgame for the first time. The 6'9 junior college transfer from Brentwood, California for the Bulldogs. Askew at the line hitting another free throw, his third of the night.
And you hate to see anybody facing us with the name Toppin across the back of their jersey. Don't you, Nate?
And that's Jacob Toppin for Kentucky, the transfer from Rhode Island and the younger brother of Obi Toppin. Now with the New York Knicks. We saw him in Maui last year when he was with Dayton.
That's why I said don't want to ever see another guy with Toppin on the back of his jersey.
He was by far the most impressive player I think we saw all season last year.
No question, Scott.
Askew missed that second foul shot for Kentucky, by the way. The Dogs work on the front end and have some problems with the basketball on that far sideline, ending up turning it over. Katie Johnson tried to save a loose ball, but unable to do so. And the Dogs, with a 3-point lead, turn it over. Cats have the possession.
Man, we're just shooting 30.8% from the floor, but compared to their 20%, that looks pretty good, doesn't it?
They're 2 of 10, 0 of 5 on threes. Mintz forces it into the lane. We got a hand on it, but didn't get the possession. Cats get a basket from Isaiah Jackson. That was a lucky bounce for Kentucky. Toppin to Jackson, who right under the basket, got that ball rolling right to him. It's 10-9, Georgia by 1. Dogs work with Wheeler, trying to lob it in under the basket to Andrew Garcia, and there's a foul on Kentucky, a hold. Going to be called on Brandon Boston, says Olandis Poole, one of our officials tonight. So a timeout here at Stegman with 11:55 to go in the first half. Georgia with a 1-point.
For great offers, go Dogs!
It's time to go in the huddle with Chuck Dowdle, brought to you by Georgia's own credit union, banking on purpose. As the huddle breaks up across the way, Chuck, what was being said in your estimation by Georgia's coaching staff?
I believe there were some compliments being handed out, for the way they're playing the transition defense, but there was also a little criticism of the missed shots inside. We are missing more shots from close range than just at times seem humanly possible. I mean, at times we miss shots so close that you go, gee, it'd have been harder to make it. I mean, easier to make it than it would to miss it. But we have got to start knocking down these tight, close shots that we get.
Dogs will inbound the basketball far right end of the floor on the baseline. Out of bounds play. They throw it underneath to Johnson. He misses the lay-in. Just as you were just talking about, KD, it was contested. Then he got hit in the face.
Well,
and he's feeling the effects of that right now.
I think drew the foul.
Yes, he definitely got the call. Two officials down on the right end are discussing it. They're going to look at the monitor now to see if there is any flagrancy, I believe, in the foul.
Well, I don't know if they're looking or if they're just talking to the scorer's table about it.
Well, they talked to the official score.
All right,
now they're going to go down to the far right end and put on the headset and look at the monitor. And so the play is officially under review as KD Johnson got whacked in the face at some point on that play. Clock is stopped with 11:53 to go in the half, and Georgia with a 1-point lead. Dog fans, if you need a home loan to fit your team and budget, Rocket can. Rocket Mortgage, proud mortgage partner of Georgia Athletics. We should mention tonight that Christian Brown is not available for the Dogs due to an injury. And KD is on the sidelines in the Georgia bench area now with a towel over his face, being tended to by Georgia's trainer, Lance Schumann.
Yeah, I think there's a little.
He got in the nose, may have some
blood on that towel.
May have a nosebleed. Not sure if he got his mouth in there, too. They're trying to clean him up a little bit. And I'm not sure what the indication on the foul is. It will not be a flagrant foul because Georgia will inbound. If it was flagrant, they would be shooting.
No, it's Kentucky's basketball.
So there was no foul?
Apparently not.
He's got the evidence to show it over there. No, Zero is bleeding, but there's no foul. All right. Kentucky's ball. They trail by 1. All right, I must have missed something along the line of the rules there. Here's Askew, floater from the foul line, throws it up high for Isaiah Jackson, and the 6'10 freshman goes up high with one hand, way above the iron, and stuffs it down through the hole. And Kentucky's got a 1-point lead now, 11-10. That's 2 baskets and 2 dunks for Isaiah Jackson.
Well, there's a lay-in.
There's Fagan, got in deep and laid it in. Ty Fagan with his first points.
And it's just nice to see a layup.
12-11, Dogs take the lead back. 11 minutes to go first half. Askew has the ball, guarded by Kyer. Goes to his right, drives, and Kyer blocks his shot. Right back to Askew, though. Cats keep the possession. 10 to shoot, Toppin. Baseline 2, left side, no good. Offensive rebound, Kentucky. Boston, and the putback is up and in. Cats had too many chances that time. 13-12, Kentucky. Georgia with the ball, the front end of the floor. Ned feeds Kyer. Dribbles in the circle, down in the lane. They block his shot easily. Bounces back out on the wing, picked up by Wheeler. 10 on the shot clock. Wheeler dribbles left, splits the D, throws it up from the left side, rolls over the iron, no good. Fight for the rebound. It's loose on the floor, picked up by Ned. Short little hook on the lay-in, missed it, left it short again. We're missing shots all around the iron. Cats have the ball and a 1-point lead, 10-10 to go first half. Askew above the left elbow, air ball, caught by Toppin, dribbles it, puts it on the floor, and is fouled by the Dogs. And they got Jonathan Ned for the foul. Well, it's not brilliant play. It's Kentucky shooting 31%, Georgia 28%. But both teams, Chuck, are attacking the rim viciously.
Yeah, well, one team's having success doing it. Kentucky's getting there. That's where they're getting their points. We're having trouble finishing at the rim because we're getting right now, Scott, we've had we're 5 for 18, they're 5 for 16. So they've taken the lead on the percentages, but they're 0 for 5 from behind the arc. We've just taken we've taken 3. 1 for 3.
Jacob Topping shooting free throws, a 6'9" sophomore forward. Rattles home a couple of them. Cats are 5 of 6 from the foul line here in the ball game. Dogs 1 for 2 so far, and we trail by 3, our largest deficit of the game, 15-12. Fagan going to go baseline, reverse lay-in, missed it. Rebound, Garcia, put back from the left side of the iron, good. Andrew Garcia, he's got 6. 15-14. Andrew's our best weapon around the basket so far. Catch and shoot, Boston missed a straight on 3. Hit the front of the rim. Michael Starks is in for the Dogs. KD Johnson has 2 fouls. He's out.
He hesitated.
Long 3, Kyer won't go. Fight for the rebound and touched out last by Georgia, says an indecisive official. And Fagan kind of questioned it, but Cats are going to get the ball anyway.
Is it like he started to take the 3, kind of, and then went ahead and finished it, and kind of threw him off?
Kentucky with a 1-point lead, 15-14. They've got the ball. Askew drives, hooks a pass to Toppin, left wing. Toppin, jump stop into the lane, guarded by Kamara. They give it to Jackson. He's double teamed, and we strip the ball away from him. A steal for the Dogs. Starks has it, pushes it up to Fagan. No look to the right to Garcia on the baseline. Back to Kamara, across the lane to Fagan. And an offensive foul on Tumani Kamara after the pass. He knocked down Davion Mintz with contact and picks up the foul. That's the 6th foul on the Dogs. 2 on Horn, 2 on Johnson. Ned and Kamara each with 1 foul. KD's going to come back in the ball game now. Johnson got whacked in the face a few moments ago, but there was no foul on the play. Man-to-man defense. KD Johnson forcing Askew to the edge, and he dribbled it out of bounds. He forced him all the way to the side of the court, Chuck, and he lost track of where the sideline. It's that black line right in front of us.
Well, I got to tell you, if he'd have taken one more dribble this way, he'd have been in my lap.
If you'd eaten your dinner. 15-14. Cats by 1, Dogs with the ball. Starks from Miami goes to Garcia. He hands it off to Fagan on the right wing. A slow bounce feed down on the baseline to Garcia. Dribbles into the paint. Reverse pivot. Hooks it up and in. Good. Brilliant play against Jacob Toppin for Andrew Garcia, who's got 8.
Well, that's a graduate transfer against a true freshman, and he schooled him.
16-15. Georgia by a point. 3 by Kentucky. Nowhere near. Mintz, offensive rebound. Cats, Boston with a two-handed, uncontested dunk.
Well, the rebound was there on the floor for the taking. We just couldn't get to it.
17-16, Kentucky by 1. Dogs ball as we near 8 minutes to go in the half. Fagan's got it on the right wing above the arc. To Johnson, over to Starks left side. Michael Starks into the lane, kick out Fagan. He was open for the 3, steps in for a 2, misses it off the rim. Rebound Kentucky. Olivier Sarr, the Wake Forest transfer and 7-footer. Cats with the ball. Boston drives out of the corner. Kamara cut off the baseline. They get it back out front. Toppin, top of the key, hands it off to Askew. He'll back it up between the circles on the logo. 14 on the shot clock for the Wildcats. Sarr's got it briefly. Feeds it to Mintz, who dribbles it into the lane. Now Boston for 3. Off the rim, no good. Sarr went over the back, whacked the rebound, but Fagan comes down with it. No foul on the over the back. Could have been an easy whistle. Dogs with the ball, trailing by 1.
Let's see if we can get KD a shot here.
He gives up the ball to Starks. No reset. 15 on the clock. Starks between the circles.
I don't think he's had a shot since he's been in the game.
Fagan's got the ball now. Going to attack from the left side. Throws it up. The banker rattles and rolls home. Good. Ty Fagan.
Well, he put it out there in his right hand. They went for that. He flipped it to the left hand and made it off the glass. Nice.
6:55. Now less than that to go here in half number 1. Constant action. We owe you a media timeout here at the next dead ball, but we're playing right through it. Askew on the right wing. Stolen by Starks. Starks 3-on-2 for the Dogs. Fagan's got it now. Alley-oop lob and a reverse dunk. Oh, Tumani Kamara. And a timeout, Kentucky.
That was as beautiful an alley-oop and a dunk as you will ever see. I don't care, even a level above this.
Dogs jack it up to a 3-point lead. A nice way to go into the timeout. It's Georgia 20, Kentucky 17. 6:36 remaining first half. Back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Put on your
The Dogs, Georgia now shooting 36%, Kentucky at 30%.
And the Cats with 5 turnovers to the Dogs, too. Georgia doing a much better job at taking care of the basketball. If we could finish around the rim, which is hard to do, I understand with their length, but if we're taking those shots, we must be expecting to make them. So, you know.
Either that or get fouled.
Yeah, one of the two.
But we've only had, what have we been to the line once for 2 shots?
Yes. Tumani.
Yeah, that's it. And, you know, and KD got a nosebleed on one attempt, which wasn't called.
They had to go look to see if it was flagrant.
They even looked at it.
That was a flagrant no foul.
I'm missing something. There was something there, and you know, the officials don't communicate with us a lot to tell us what's going on, and so like they do with television normally, even though the TV guys aren't even in the building tonight.
Yeah, that's a trip for them.
Cats have the ball. They're down 3. Dante Allen guarded out on the wing by Fagan nicely. Mintz has it now. Katie Johnson's off. There was a push-off offensive foul. Mintz extended the left forearm and just pushed Katie Johnson away, took 2 or 3 steps back, and they called it. That wasn't disguised,
That was
it?
not at all. I mean, that was like he didn't even try to disguise that.
Cats turn it over for the 6th time. Dogs by 3 and looking to add to it. 20-17 Georgia. Skip pass Wheeler to the right wing. Horn back in the game with 2 fouls. Catch and shoot. PJ for 3. Good! Strokes home another Stana Energy 3 from the right wing.
You know something? I honestly believe that P.J. Horn is shooting the 3 better now that K.D. Johnson is here because it's sort of taken the pressure off him.
Horn at 36% for the season. Allen throws up a wild shot. He tried to draw contact and throw up the ball, and he hit the top of the backboard with it. He didn't get the whistle, and the shot was nowhere near. And K.D. on the other end going to drain a 3 from the left wing.
And John Calipari, he's seen enough. He wants a timeout.
Georgia pushes the lead to 26-17, 9-point lead. Back-to-back three-pointers by P.J. Horn and K.D. Johnson for the Dogs, and Calipari wants a 30.
Well, see, I think that's exactly my point. I think that since K.D. Johnson has gotten his eligibility and shown the way that he can hit his ability to hit that three, it's taken a lot of pressure off of P.J. Horn, who can shoot the three. And so, he feels a lot more confident now when he's out there taking the three. So now you got a couple of guys, you throw in Justin Kier, now you've got some guys that can knock down three-point shots. That really helps the Dogs' offense.
And a 10-0 run is helping Georgia right now. Over the last 90 seconds, 10 straight points by the Dogs to lead it 26-17 and build their largest lead of the half. 5:31 remaining. Cats have the ball. Isaiah Jackson, a 6'10", 206-pound freshman forward. Long and lean is Kentucky. They don't have a lot of beef. They have a lot of size and length, but it's not thick. They're not wide bodies by any means. Sarr, top of the key to Boston. Cuts into the elbow. Just inside the foul line, knocks down a 14-footer. Boston's got 8 for Kentucky. He's their leading scorer. That ends a Georgia 10-0 run. It's 26-19. Dogs with the ball, far right into the floor here at Stegman. Horn off the right wing. Quick pass to Kamara, back to Horn, over to Johnson. KD attacks, rolls into the Kentucky defense, loses the ball as he tries to go up. There was contact, but no whistle. Cats have the ball. I would say they're letting them play inside, but I'm not sure if that's the right description. Here's Boston, left elbow, high, rainbow two, won't go. Johnson, two-handed rebound, comes down with it and sprints into the front court right. Thought about shooting the three, fires over to Fagan, open on the left wing. He'll hoist the three, deep three, won't go. Rebound, Kentucky. Cats down by 7. They've got the ball, 4.5 minutes to go here in half number 1. Askew behind the screen, top of the key, goes to his right. Now they feed it into Isaiah Jackson. Dribbles it into the paint, throws up a right-hander in front of the basket, good.
And that seems to be the weak spot here in the Dogs' defense, is just past, toward the hoop from the free throw line, that little soft spot in there.
And we had Horn on him, and PJ's playing with 2 fouls here in the first half. Dogs lose the ball, the dribble by Fagan. 2 bodies go to the floor. Kentucky comes up with it. They run the floor into the front court. Boston attacks, uncontested lay-in good. We just backed off and let Boston lay it in for his 10th points of the ball game. And it's 26-23. The Cats were down 10 a few moments ago. Now they're scored 7 in a row and down by only 3. Georgia with the basketball. Johnson to Wheeler. We slow it down a little bit. 10 on the possession clock. Wheeler with a left-hand dribble. Gets a screen from Kamara. Through traffic. Jump stop, left block. Skip pass to Fagan. Top of the key. Kamara's got it with 3 on the shot clock. Dribble and drive and travel is the call on Tumani. Kamara traveled, and we turn it over, and that'll get us into a timeout.
Yeah, we've gotten just a little out of control here our last couple of possessions, and it's punishing us.
26-23 is our score. Dogs by 3. Timeout on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Sweet onion chicken teriyaki or steak and cheese, plus chips and a 20-ounce drink for just $7. Either way, you get a great deal on a delicious meal. Only at Subway restaurants. Limited time only at participating restaurants. Additional charge for extras, plus applicable tax. No additional discounts or coupons may be applied.
Along with Chuck Dowdle, Scott Howard with you, courtside at Stegman Coliseum. Adam Gillespie is our on-site producer-engineer. Zach Jules in our Piedmont Healthcare Network studios. Georgia leads Kentucky by 3, 26-23. Georgia's lead a few moments ago was 9, not 10. I had said 10. The run Georgia went on was a 10-0 run, but Georgia was up 26-17, and the Cats have scored 6 straight to trim the deficit to 3 points.
Yeah, and 1 was a layup, and 2 were little short jumpers. I mean, none of their 6 points have come from more than 7 to 8 feet away.
Kentucky will inbound the basketball, backcourt near sideline. It'll be Jacob Toppin to inbound. They've got Jackson and Boston and Sarr and Askew on the floor. Georgia with Wheeler, Kier, Kamara, Garcia, and Johnson. So the Cats definitely with a size advantage. Askew with the ball, guarded in a man-to-man by Wheeler. They go on the right corner. Boston, long 2 from the far corner. Makes it a 1-point game. That's 8 straight for the Cats. 26-25 now. Georgia by 1 with the ball. 3 minutes to go in the first half. Short bounce pass to Kyer. Works one-on-one with Boston. Dribbles it down under the basket. Finds an opening. Gives it to Garcia. Has first shot blocked. Comes back to him. Misses the lay-in the second time. Bounces off the rim. Cats come down with it. Georgia going to kick itself at the half, missing all those layups.
Oh, well, they may not have to. The coaches may help.
You might be right. But Georgia does lead by 1. Cats have the ball. Chance to take the lead if they convert this possession. Sarr has it top of the key. Big long strides from the 7-foot transfer. Now to Toppin. Curls down the left edge of the lane. Throws it up over the iron. Air ball. 3 to shoot. 2 to shoot. Askew. Shot clock violation. He never looked up. And he pulls the trigger too late. Well, they got an offensive rebound and another try, but the shot sailed over the iron, so the clock never reset. And the Cats ran out of time. Georgia's ball leading by 1. Kamara in the front court right. Garcia between the circles. Holds, looks down low. Keeps it out on the perimeter with Wheeler. Xavier going to drive. Sweeping left-handed lay-in high off the glass with the kiss is good.
Now, see, there you don't have to go up. You know, he's going from outside with that left hand and then, you know, banking it off the glass.
He was outside of the left portion of that lane, too, so he swept it up a good 10 feet, it seemed, as the Dogs extend the lead to 3 again. 28-25. Here's Sarr on the block. Got matched up with Garcia. Baseline spin move is good as he shoots it over Garcia and knocks it down. Sarr with his first points of the contest. 28-27 Georgia. 90 seconds to go first half. Dogs have led for most of this half. And the lead is 1 right now.
Oh,
Kyer catch and shoot. Missed it short off the rim. Long rebound. K.D. Johnson beats Askew for it. Rainbow 3, short off the rim. Rebound
beautiful.
Tapped out Garcia. Dogs get another rack at it.
Smart. That's a graduate transfer play. That's a guy that's played this game. Very smart move, tapping that ball way out.
Dogs run motion, top of the key. 8 on the shot clock. Wheeler drives, hooks it up over the iron, no good. And Kentucky touches the rebound out of bounds, but only 3 on the shot clock for Georgia's. The game clock ticks to 59 seconds remaining in the half. Dogs are going to use their timeout here. They use it or lose it with 59 seconds remaining in the half and only 3 seconds in this possession for Georgia. And the Dogs are up 1. Tom Crean wants to try to come up with something a little surefire right here in the huddle.
Well, I tell you what, whatever he comes up with, I would suggest it not be more than 1 pass. You got 3 seconds.
You like to go inside here or something out on the perimeter?
That's exactly right. Well, first off, I think the way they had it set up, I saw K.D. Johnson walking like he was going to inbound the ball. I'm not sure I would do that unless you're just going to inbound it to somebody and have him step in, give it right back to him for a quick shot. I'd like to see him take the shot.
30-second timeout coming to a close. Johnson, Wheeler, Kyer, Kamara, and Garcia are 5.
Okay, now it looks okay. Now see what they're doing.
The little fella's going to inbound.
Now they're going to put Xavier over there. Now this is much. I think that's what Tom wanted to do.
And we'll run out of a stack on the right edge of the lane. Johnson over on the left elbow by himself, but guarded by Toppin. 3 on the shot clock for Georgia. Wheeler slaps the ball, looks to inbound. They set a screen. Johnson trying to break open underneath, throw a deep pass to the half-court line. Kyer got the ball. He thought he was fouled, and he just stopped playing, and there was no whistle.
He was fouled, and there was no whistle.
And then the shot clock runs out as he tried to hoist a 45-footer. Boston fouled him going for the loose ball, and he just stopped and looked at Anthony Jordan, who was right there on the play.
Did you not see that?
Didn't blow the whistle. Even on the road, the Cats get the calls, right? 28-27. Georgia by 1. Kentucky with the ball. They can lead if they convert this possession with 43 seconds to go in the half. Mintz drives to the foul line, gives it to Sarr. Spin move, floater off the rim, no good. Fight for the rebound, bounces on the floor. Picked up off the bounce by Kamara. He saves it behind the back, bounce pass to Kyer. Up ahead to Wheeler. Driving layup, little fella good. Kiss off the window. Wheeler with 6 now. Dogs lead is 3 again. 20 seconds to go. 30-27 Georgia. That all got started by a heads-up rebound, and Kamara, who was defended, he got rid of the ball with a behind-the-back bounce pass over in the far corner. And then Kyer got it to Wheeler, and you know the rest.
Well,
Boston goes baseline, left side for Kentucky. Hooks a pass out to Mintz, long three. Around the rim and out and good at the end of the half.
Woo!
And Georgia will lead going into the locker room at intermission.
Yep, Dogs have a 3-point lead going in. That's a good first half for Georgia. Kentucky unable to really, when they were, the few times they were able to get a lead, they weren't able to open up any daylight. Georgia hung right in there, kept reclaiming the lead, and then at one point opened it up to 9 points. The Dogs, listen, if the Dogs will go in and get together and start knocking down some of these close shots to go with the game that they've got going on the outside, they're doing a good job defensively. Keep it up.
Georgia going to get started with the second half here momentarily, and Chuck and I were looking a little bit deeper into the numbers, and we talked through the first half, Chuck, about all the missed layups that Georgia had. We finally found the number on that. Georgia was 7 of 17
on layups.
10 missed layups in that first half.
Yeah, and that'll come back to haunt you. I mean, against Kentucky, you get those layups, you better be knocking them down.
Now they're not unchallenged. I mean, they're contested,
but they're still at point blank range, and they're shots that you get up and off the glass. So, for the fact that the Dogs are not making those, to have a 3-point lead, I think it tells you that they're doing some things right. What they're doing right is they're playing pretty good defense, and they need to keep that up. By the way, let me just throw a little few bouquets to Christian Brown, who can't play tonight. He's not healthy. He came out early from the locker room, got over by the basketball rack, and made sure that when the team came out, he was feeding the guys basketballs to start shooting. They didn't have to go get them. I mean, just contributing, trying to help any way he could. That to me is the mark of a great teammate.
He's out tonight with, we were told, a lower body injury. They get more vague, don't they?
Lower body. That's it. Well, lower body, I mean, where does your body start?
Yeah, where does lower begin? Lower than what? Lower than your head? Well, that's pretty much everything. All right, Georgia with the basketball to start the second half. Here we go. Let's get it underway.
Yeah, we deferred. We won the toss and deferred.
Georgia by 3. Wheeler feeds it to Kamara along the baseline. Thought he got hit, lost the basketball. Dogs turn it over. Kentucky with the possession now. Trailing by 3. They work on the far right end of the floor. Feed it into Big Sar. Steps out away from the lane and knocks down about a 12-footer from the left side. Olivier Sarr, the Wake Forest transfer, with his second basket of the game, and it's 30-29 Dogs. Wheeler, left-hand dribble to the left elbow, reverses to Fagan. In the lane, crossover, switches hands, shoots with the right, misses it off the rim. Rebound down to Kentucky.
Another point-blank range shot.
Katz, Jackson, power dribble, leans and shoots over the defender and gets it to go.
Oh, and just like that, Kentucky's got the lead.
31-30. They score 4 straight to start the second half. Wheeler with the ball at the hash mark on the left wing. Drives across the circle, going to shoot from there, throws up an air ball. There was a whistle and a foul.
And let me see, this is going to be on the floor? This has got to be a shooting foul.
He hit him on the elbow, and 2 shots are coming.
Oh, goodness.
Brandon Boston.
Well, you're never sure.
No, you're not. That's why you wait for the signal. In most cases, this will put Xavier Wheeler at the free throw line for the Dogs. And the 5'10", 180-pound sophomore from Houston, Texas, is at 74% from the season from the foul line. And his first opportunity of the night is all net.
Just like Oxford, right in the middle of the hoop.
Yeah, he was perfect from the line at Ole Miss, 4 for 4, and 2 for 2 here. Knocks down a pair, and the Dogs regain the lead by 1, 32-31. Cats in blue, Dogs in white. Georgia trying to halt a 14-game losing streak in this series, going back 8 years to 2013, the last time they beat Kentucky, and it was in this building. Askew drives to the right with a right-hand dribble, hooks a pass left. Now here's Allen now. He's going to stop. Give it back to Askew. 3 to shoot. Wheeler pushing Askew back. He's falling down. He lost the ball. Shot clock expired right when Georgia was taking away the basketball and going out on a break. And Georgia will get the ball, but they don't get to run the break.
Well, and it should have. I thought they had control, so the ball should have been Georgia's ball going their way. The whistle was not necessary.
Kamara inbounds it to Wheeler. I think Georgia was a little miffed they didn't get to continue the play, but got to put it behind him now. We've got the possession, leading by 1. Wheeler, hard right-hand dribble, throws it between 2 defenders to Fagan. He's falling out of bounds, trying to save it. Throws it back to half court. It's picked off by Allen for Kentucky. Now the Cats get it on another Georgia turnover. Allen saves it in the right corner. Stolen on the wing by Kyer. Kyer down the lane. Lay-in good. Justin Kyer 0 for 6 in the first half, gets his first points of the game.
Well, he anticipated that pass, picked it off, and he was all by his lonesome.
34-31, Dogs by 3, 17:38 to go first half. Offensive foul,
and
Kentucky.
Again, they are bad about that. They extend that arm. You know, they dribble one in, extend that arm on a defender.
And Kyer took the slide on the floor. Askew with the foul. That's his first. 34-31, Dogs by 3. Wheeler, Kamara, Fagan, Horn, and Kyer are 5 on the floor. Kentucky's got Askew and Boston, Sarr, Jackson, and Mintz on the floor. P.J. Horn, crossover dribble, drives down the lane. Oh, he left it short, but Toumani Kamara cleans it up. Offensive rebound and a two-handed flush to finish.
You gotta love that. That's good, Toumani.
36-31, Dogs lead is 5. Kamara with his first second half points. He's got 5 in the game. Askew going to challenge his defender down the lane. That was Wheeler. Throws up a wild shot off the rim. Rebound to Kamara. Dogs with Wheeler into the front court. To Kyer. Back to Xavier. Catch and shoot 3. Too deep. Back iron long rebound out to the three-point line. Picked up by Askew for the Wildcats. They trail by 5. Here's Boston down the lane. Whistle and a foul, and continuation. They'll count the basket. Get the foul on Kamara. And it'll be Brandon Boston going to the line for 1 as the Cats draw to within 3 with a free throw pending. Boston now with 14 points and Kamara with 2 fouls as he leaves. And Garcia comes in for Georgia. Boston at the line, 6'7" freshman, 77%. Free throw off the rim, no good. Cats had the rebound, couldn't handle it. Got loose on the left baseline. It's saved by Fagan for the Dogs. Georgia has the possession. Wheeler under the basket, wrap around into the right corner. Oh, Horn missed a 3.
Well, that's what we need to do. When he gets in there, can't pitch it out for the 3.
Cats got the rebound. 3-point Georgia lead, 36-33. Boston to the rack, running layup, good for Boston. He's got 16. We don't have an answer for him tonight.
No, but he's the only guy.
That's correct. So far, 36-35. He's the only player in double figures for either side. He's got 16. Dogs have a 1-point lead. Garcia, a couple of dribbles. Handoff on the left wing to Xavier. Goes against Askew. Into the lane. Ball knocked out of his hands. Tipped away into Sarr's hands. Stolen back on the pass by Kyer. He's fouled. He lays it in. Count the basket. Justin Kyer. Scoreless in the first half.
Beautiful.
He's got 4 here in the second. He's going to the line for a chance to get 5.
Draws the foul. Now he's got to just complete the 3.
And we'll do that after the timeout. 38-35. Georgia leads by 3. 15:54 to go in the game in Athens. Back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Georgia leads Kentucky by 3, 38-35. Right now, you can come in and get exceptional offers on the full line of BMWs. Visit one of your Atlanta area BMW centers soon for a test drive. BMW is a proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com for great offers.
I really like the way Justin Kyer, you know, he did not have a great first half. He hadn't let it affect him. He's come out here, kept his head in the game, had a couple of pickoffs of passes, and just, converted one to a layup. That one went in, drew the foul and converted, and now goes to the line. And if he'll start knocking down a couple of threes for us, you get P.J. Horn, you get Justin Kyer and K.D. Johnson hitting from outside the arc. Now the Dogs have got something, and you want to threaten this 14-game losing streak. And if we can do that, this court's going to get flooded by cardboard cutouts. I'll promise you that. They're going to come out. They're going to come out of the stands.
You and I might even fling a few onto the floor.
Yeah.
Kyer to the line for an and 1. He was 0 for 6 in the first half from the field. 2 for 2 so far. Now he's at the free throw line for a three-point play, and that's good. He strokes it home, all net good. Kyer now with 5 points, all in the half, and Georgia's lead is 4, 39-35. Davion Mintz at the point now for Kentucky, guarded by Wheeler. Dogs settle back into a zone. Sarr, the big guy, splits. Wheeler grabbing at his left shoulder, trying to shake it off as Big Sarr went between Wheeler and Johnson. And the ball was stripped by the Dogs. I think KD got a hand on it, knocked it out of bounds. It's going to be Kentucky's basketball. Wheeler still trying to flex that left arm and left shoulder. He got whacked on it somehow, or got bent the wrong way or something. That was a foul on KD Johnson. Not a strip, but a foul on the freshman, and that's his third, by the way. There's a steal by Johnson. He gets control down the lane. Lay in good.
Oh, beautiful.
There's a made layup. KD Johnson with the steal in the basket.
Well, in fact, that's our last three made layups, so that's good.
41-35 Dogs as the Cats turn it over for the 13th time in the game. Keon Brooks with the ball. Works against P.J. Horn, takes him to the backboard and scores on a driving layup. Brooks didn't play much at all in the first half, had 2 fouls. Those are his first points of the game, as a matter of fact. 41-37 Georgia. Dogs by 4 with the ball. Georgia's in white, Cats in blue. Wheeler going to dribble with the left hand, tried to slam on the brakes. Ball rolls off his leg. He gets control, fires back to Johnson. 8 on the shot clock. KD, deep three, way out there, back of the rim. No good. Rebound tipped, controlled by Allen.
Well, it was a nice rebound. He grabbed
Kentucky.
that one-handed.
Dante Allen, 6'6", redshirt freshman from Falmouth, Kentucky. Here's Brooks going to shoot it above the left elbow, flat off the horn of the rim, or off the back of the rim, rather, and offensive rebound, Kentucky. Cats with the ball, trailing by 4. Here's Mintz, the transfer from Creighton. Hooks a pass into the left corner, and there's a 3 by Brooks.
That's their first of the night.
1 for 10 now as they make their first 3 of the evening to make it a 1-point game. 41-40 Georgia. Wheeler works on the left side of the floor, goes to Kyer. Justin attacks down the lane, loses the ball. Johnson picked it up under the basket, tried to lay it up, hit the rim, and Kentucky, falling out of bounds, will throw it off the body of KD Johnson. It rolls up towards half court and out of bounds, so it's Kentucky's basketball. Keon Brooks saving it for the Wildcats. Mintz walks it over the logo into the front court, left to right. Cats trail by 1, 41-40. Boston's got the ball now, holds it, feeds Mintz, who flashes out between the circles, moves to his left behind the screen, launches a 3, no good. Rebound Kyer for the Dogs. He just ran right under the basket and it plopped right down in his hands. Kyer wanted to shoot the 3. Allen got out on him for Kentucky.
Yeah, he jumped out over the screen. Good job defensively for Kentucky.
Wheeler, handoff to Horn. He'll give it to Johnson, fire it back to Sevier. 11 on the shot clock. Wheeler behind Garcia, try a screen and roll. Sevier's going to shoot, missed the bank shot. Garcia got the rebound and muscles it up to put back good.
Well, they left it laying there. They left it laying on the floor. The Wildcats made it. All they had to do was grab it, but they left it laying on the floor. He said, well, I'll take that and lay it in.
Garcia in double figures with 10 now, 43-40. Dogs lead is 3. Allen, jump stop, pulls up short left of the lane and knocks down a little 10-footer. First points for Dante Allen tonight. He averages 7 a game. Garcia's in deep.
Oh, there you
Offensive foul on Andrew Garcia. He was surrounded by 3 blue shirts. And they say the arm came out wide and swept around, and Garcia whistled for the offensive foul. 12:25 to go in the game. Georgia's lead is 1, 43-42. Dogs with Kyer and Fagan, Kamara, Garcia, and Wheeler will come out for Michael Starks, the junior college transfer from Miami.
He gave Tom Crean some good minutes there in the first half. Let's see if he can do it again.
Kentucky trying to throw it in. Starks wouldn't let him get it into Askew for a couple of seconds on the 5 count. Finally they do. Askew sprints into the front court. Cats can take the lead on this possession. Toppin's back in for Kentucky. Give it to Askew. Left-hand dribble against Starks. To Toppin. Foul line extended right. We knocked the ball away loose and picked it up on the baseline. Dogs with a steal, stripped by Kamara. Picked up by Kyer on the baseline. Fagan's got it now in front court. Drives in there. There's a goaltend on Kentucky. Fagan had already put it off the glass. It was going down, and the Cats blocked it away off the glass. So Fagan will get the bucket, and we'll go into a timeout with 11:55 remaining in the game. And Georgia's lead is now 3 again. It's the Bulldogs 45, the Wildcats 42 on the Bulldogs Sports Network. I'll see them in Athens. No one gets you closer to SEC sports than SiriusXM. You can tune into all your favorite shows on SEC radio, and you get conference news, analysis, lots more from off-season through postseason. SiriusXM has got you covered. Your team is covered anywhere you go, and now you can try them out for free. Get a free trial on to take your team with you on your phone, online, or at home. You can start listening at SiriusXM.com/SECSXM.
And Scott, the Cats are shooting it a lot better here in the second half. They've got their shooting percentage now up to 46% for the game. We're still down at 39% basically, but we're keeping a lead. We're making them play from behind, which has got to work to the Dogs' advantage here in these final 12 minutes. We just got to make sure that we continue to make clutch shots and keep them at bay, because they keep coming and keep coming and keep coming.
Yeah, the Cats have second half numbers like Georgia did at Ole Miss. They're 7 of 10 here in the second half, 70% through the first 8 minutes and change. Cats have the ball, down 3, 45-42. There's a steal. Kyer, one-on-one, race to the rim. Stuff good with the left hand. Justin Kyer.
Well, he's become a real thief here, and that's his 3rd steal.
7 points all in the second half for Kyer, who was 0 for 6 in the first half. Kyer, by the way, leads the SEC in steals. There was a foul on Kentucky. I saw a collision there as well, but there was no whistle. Cats with the ball. They play through the possession. 6 to shoot. Big Sar back to the basket, dumps it down underneath. Fagan fouls Toppin as he goes up, kind of grabs him by the shoulders, and Toppin falls to the floor. And that's a foul on Fagan. That's an easy call right there. Number 1 on Ty Fagan, the junior from Logtown, Georgia. And they're going to review this one.
Well, it's under review. He indicated the indication, and it wasn't a flop. But you see the way he went. He gave at the scores table. He came over like, we're going to review that. But I don't think that's what it is. It's got to be to see if it was flagrant.
Yeah, it looked to me like, Ty kind of grabbed him. It's like at the end of the game when everybody in the building knows you're going to foul. Those are intentional too, but they never call them like that. So Toppin's going to get 2 free throws here for the flagrant 1, I guess, was the announcement?
Yes, I think that's what it was.
Toppin free throw, up and in. Good. Then they'll get the ball. Jacob Toppin, 6'9", not 200 pounds, from Brooklyn, New York. He's long and lean, 75% from the line this season. It's a pair here. All of his points now, all 4 of them from the foul line tonight. He makes it a 3-point game, and then he heads to the bench. 44, 47-44, Georgia. And now Kentucky will inbound the basketball. 11:08 to go in the game. Cats inbound it to Olivier Sarr. He spins into a double team, shoots over the defenders. Garcia on the block, rolls off the rim, rebound to the Dogs. Georgia quickly into the front court. We've got Starks and Kyer, Fagan, Garcia, and Kamara are 5 on the floor. Kyer, crossover dribble, now left-hand drive down the left side of the lane, throws it too hard off the glass. Rebound, Kentucky. Sarr clears it. He's mopping up on the glass tonight. Double figures rebounds for the big 7-footer. Here's Boston down the lane. Sweeping windmill lay-in won't go. Follow dunk won't go. Sar's putback won't go. Another offensive rebound.
Wow.
And there's Brooks with the putback and a lay-in.
That's just that's the advantage of size underneath.
1 point lead for the Dogs, 47-46. Keon Brooks with all 7 of his points here in the half.
Just too much size and with Kentucky underneath there.
Starks dribbles at the hash mark on the near side of the floor. They set a screen, top of the key. Starks dribbles behind it. Now to Fagan. Sweeping bounce pass to Garcia. He scores in front of Big Sar. Lay in. Oh, technical foul. They call a technical on Garcia.
For what?
Owen Short called the technical.
Oh,
I guess taunting.
Garcia said something to him. That's what they're calling. Garcia, okay. He fouled Garcia. Garcia said something to the Kentucky player, the Kentucky defender, who was on the floor, and they called a technical.
Garcia, after he made the shot, now Tom Crean is calling over the official to get an explanation.
Coach Crean, I think, understands that was the call.
So that's going to put Kentucky at the foul line for technical foul shots. And Dante Allen going to shoot them. First one is good. 3 points for the Wildcats. Here in the second half, this will be the 4th free point. Well, it won't. He missed the second one. Allen made one, missed one. So they got 2 freebies on a flagrant foul call against Ty Fagan. And now on the technical foul call against Andrew Garcia, they go 1 of 2, and Andrew will exit the ball game for the Dogs with Georgia's lead at 2, 49-47. 9:59 to go. Garcia now with 2 fouls in the contest. He goes to the bench. Cats with the ball. Mintz picks up the dribble inside the arc, left side of the floor. Spacing not good. They've got 4 guys all right over in that same area. But the Cats are going to take it with Mintz and drive down the lane from the left angle and score on a layup. Davion Mintz with his first points of the second half. Wheeler's back in for the Dogs. Throws up a spinner. Misses the iron. Barely touches the glass. A rebound. Scramble. Kentucky going to get it inside the foul line as we miss another layup.
And that was one very makeable.
We're tied at 49, by the way. Cats with a basketball and a chance to take the lead. Mintz has it poked away by K.D. Johnson, out of bounds on the near sideline. It will remain Kentucky basketball. Keon Brooks to inbound for Kentucky. Throws it along the half-court line to Mintz. Dribbles on the logo, 10 seconds to shoot. Brooks has got it. Fakes right, drives left against Kamara. Shoots over to Monty, tried to draw contact, no good. Offensive rebound, Sar. They go back into the big man. He'll shoot it with one hand and roll it in off the glass and off the back of the rim. Sar now with 12 rebounds to go with 6 points. And Kentucky leads by 2, 51-49. Dogs ball, we attack with Wheeler. Runs right into the chest of Mintz, pulls it back out, comes near side to Horn. Picks up the dribble, top of the key. Wheeler curls around behind him, handoff from Wheeler. Bounce pass down low to Kyer running along the baseline. Out of his reach and out of bounds, we turn it over. Dogs with 10 turnovers to 15 for Kentucky. The Cats lead by 2 with 8:27 to go. 51-49 Wildcats. Garcia getting ready to check back into the ball game for the Dogs. Ball deflected by Johnson, but right to Kentucky. Now it rolls along the baseline. Brooks picked it up, tried to go up with it and score, and they whistle a foul on the Dogs. And that's on KD, a hack on the arm. That's 4 fouls on the freshman KD Johnson. And that'll put Keon Brooks at the free throw line for the Wildcats, the 6'7" sophomore forward from Fort Wayne, Indiana, 2 for 2 from the line this season. So very little work from the foul line for Brooks, who sinks his first one of the night. He's got 8 points all in this half. And the Cats' lead is 3, matching their largest lead of the game. 8:13 remaining, 52-49 Kentucky. Brooks, right-handed shooter, bounces at the line, hoists it up in there good. Garcia's checked back in for the Dogs. Cats with their largest lead of the game now, 53-49 at 4 points. Dogs with Wheeler and Garcia, Kyer, Horn, and Kamara on the floor. Wheeler behind the back dribble into the lane, has it knocked away. Turnover. Dogs. Askew picks it up on the bounce, up ahead to Keon Brooks. Down the lane, misses the lay-in. They whistle a foul on Georgia. That's on Garcia. Man, it's a one-sided whistle tonight. 7:56 to go in the game. 53-49, Kentucky leading Georgia. Back in a moment on the Bulldog Sports Network. In a 4-point lead, their largest of the contest.
Scott, here in the last 2 minutes, we've had an intentional foul, a technical foul, and we've lost the ball on a turnover in the paint and missed a layup. I mean, those boom, boom, boom.
Those are all negatives.
Those are all negatives. And, you know, your margin for error against Kentucky, just because they're Kentucky, you know, is slim. And, you know, we got to straighten this out quickly. Look, we've been playing ahead of these guys all night. Let's see if we can't here. Just buckle down here, quit the mistakes, make some layups, and see if we can't reclaim this lead.
And for the flagrant and the technical that you pointed out, they got 3 of 4 free throws made. So 3 free points there as Keon Brooks is back at the line for Kentucky out of the timeout, knocking down another foul shot. And he's in double figures after going scoreless in the first half. He now has 10 points all in this half. Second free throw will bounce off the rim, no good. Battle for the rebound between Sarr and Kamara, and the Dogs win the battle. 54-49, Cats on a 12-2 run, and their largest lead of the game at 5. 7:43 remaining. Dogs on the offensive end. Wheeler on the far side to Kyer between the circles. Now we hand it off to Horn. He dribbles at top of the key, go to Garcia. We move the ball rapidly. 7 to shoot. Wheeler with the ball, left-handed pass. Kyer, open 3, left corner, front of the rim, no good. Rebound into the corner to Askew for Kentucky. Kyer nicked the front of the rim. He shot it right in front of us, and when he shoots that, you just stare right into the lights. Not necessarily a great spot. Here's Boston, a soft 2. Jumped out of the rim, kissed off the glass, and went back through. Just a short little mid-range jumper left of the lane. Boston now with 18 points, and the lead grows for Kentucky. And Georgia's drought continues. We go into Kamara. They push him. He misses the lay-in. Sarr finally whistled for a foul. It's his second of the game, and that'll put Tumani on the line, stopping the clock with 6:56 to go. The Cats have opened up a 7-point lead.
We haven't been to the line much tonight, but Tumani's been there once. Let's see if he can knock down another couple.
14-2 run for Kentucky right now. Kamara, 5 points tonight. That free throw too deep, no good. He's 1 for 2 tonight. And for the year, 59%. And it's worse than that in SEC play. The left-hander from Belgium strokes home the second one. He made one, he missed one. 53% in conference games when the night began.
All right, now Dogs got to come up with a stop. And also that includes getting a rebound, not giving them second chance.
56-50, 6-point Kentucky lead. They've got the ball. Mintz with a left-hand dribble. Jump stop in the lane. Kicks it out to Boston. Moves to his right. Shoots in the circle. 17-footer won't go. Long rebound. They got the bounce. Askew collects the rebound for Kentucky right in front of their bench on the far sideline.
And that's what, when you get a stop, you need to get that rebound. I mean, that's...
Askew kills the dribble. Passes left to Mintz. Works against Kamara. Feeds Brooks for a 3. No good. Dies off the back iron. Kentucky gets another offensive rebound. They keep it alive. Mintz with another chance. They'll slow it down.
This gets back to what I'm talking about. Your margin for error is so slim.
9 on the shot clock. Cats lead by 6, looking for more. Boston open 3, missed it. Finally. This time Kamara, two-handed strong, goes up for the rebound. Wheeler's got it in the front court now for the Dogs. Pushes it inside to Garcia. He moves under the defense. Throws it up, layup, misses it over the rim, and the rebound to the Cats.
Another missed layup.
It was contested, but Andrew should have made that one. Garcia point blank missed it. Cats lead by 6, 5.5 minutes to go. Askew down on the baseline to Sarr. The 7-footer leans back, shoots over Horn. Misses the 10-footer. Rebound to Kyer for the Dogs. Justin down the middle of the floor, still attacking. Throws it up off the window, won't go. Tapped up, Kamara gets it. They try to tie up. They whistle a foul instead. Kentucky tried to tie him up, but instead Sarr grabbed him and fouled him. That's the third on Olivier Sarr, the Wake Forest transfer. Kamara will go out of the ball game now, as will Justin Kyer. KD Johnson and Fagan back in for the Dogs. It's not a shooting situation after the foul by Sarr.
No, that's only their 5th. We're at 7. They've got 5.
Johnson, now Wheeler will inbound. KD was lined up there to throw it in. Now it's Xavier. Left of the basket, feeds it into Garcia. Over the shoulder catch by Andrew. And check a whistle on the far side of the floor. Got a foul on Davion Mintz on Kentucky.
Still not shooting.
That's the 6th team foul on the Cats. So the Dogs will be in the bonus on the next one. Georgia's already committed 7 fouls. Wheeler forced out into a double team near midcourt. Gets the ball over to Horn, far side of the floor. PJ picks up the ball, throws a pass to Wheeler. He had trouble handling it. It was behind his back. Now Wheeler dribbles it, curls around under the basket, finds Garcia wide open, bounces him a thread-the-needle pass on the left block, and Andrew scores on a layup.
The Kentucky defense went with a little fellow around in the circle, and it left Andrew all alone.
They were in a whirlpool.
Yeah.
He just ran around in circles, and literally the Kentucky defense was running in circles trying to keep up with him. And Garcia was just waiting for the basketball down low, and Wheeler got it to him. A terrific assist by the little fella, and it's 56-52. Cats by 4. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Mintz drives against Fagan under the basket, threw it out of bounds in the far corner, tried to go to Askew late in the clock, and wasted the possession, threw it out of bounds. John Calipari not happy with Askew. He's going to get Boston in the ball game. Now who's coming out? They're going to bring out Mintz, I believe. Keep Askew on the floor. 4:22 remaining. 56-52. Kentucky leads Georgia by 4. They won 14 straight in the series. Dogs trying to end that skid tonight. KD Johnson with 4 fouls, going to drive against Isaiah Jackson, throws up an air ball. Garcia got the rebound. His shot is blocked on the putback attempt. Here's Askew off and running for Kentucky. That's no good. Jackson on the offside will touch it back up and in, uncontested.
Well, they had the numbers going down the floor, and when he missed, nobody there for Georgia, and it was an easy cleanup.
58-52, 6-point lead. Wheeler down the lane, spins it in, barely off the glass and the rim, good. Layup for the Dogs. It's a 4-point game again, 58-54. Xavier now with 10 points in the ball game. 3:36, 3:35 to go here at Stegman. Brooks has the ball in the lane, pivots all the way around. Horn wouldn't let him shoot. Pass it back out on the perimeter. Now they go back into Keon Brooks. Jab step, he'll shoot the 3 and miss it. Rebound tipped, controlled by the Dogs. Wheeler's got it. Far sideline to KD Johnson. Askew fouls him and blocks him. And both players end up on their backs under the basket.
1-and-1.
Now they have to unpile everybody. And we go into a timeout, and KD Johnson will be at the foul line when we come back.
Coupons on top of weekly sales, giving you prices that are lower than the everyday low. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Personalize your health goals with the new Kroger Telenutrition program. Visit Kroger.com/dietitian for a free 50-minute virtual session with one of our experts.
Hey, Bulldog fans, Rocket Mortgage is a proud mortgage partner of Georgia Athletics. If you want the competitive advantage to score a new home, Rocket can. 58-54, Kentucky leads Georgia, 3:17 remaining in the ball game. Neither team shooting the Scana Energy 3 very well tonight. Georgia just 3 of 13 on threes. Kentucky just 1 of 13. Free throws, 11 of 15 for the Cats, 5 of 7 for the Dogs. And speaking of free throws, we'll have the freshman KD Johnson out of Southwest DeKalb High School in DeKalb County in the Atlanta area at the line. He's got 4 fouls tonight, and he scored 5 points in the ball game.
Yeah, he's having to play carefully, and that's why that call of blocking, those are always, bang-bang calls, but the officials got that one right. One of the few tonight, but they got that one right.
1-1. I like the way you sneak that in, and Johnson will roll it in off the front of the rim, and it got the bounce off the glass and went through. So he'll get the bonus try. 58-55 now. The lead is 3 for Kentucky. And KD, same exact thing. Front rim, backboard, and bottom. And it's a 2-point lead for the Cats, 58-56. And the cardboard cutouts have come to their feet here at Stegman Coliseum with 3:07 to go. Cats with the ball. Here's Boston, top of the key. Sends it to Allen on the right side. They dump it to Brooks, slashing through the lane. He turns and shoots over the defender, and they get a foul on the Dogs. And that's going to be on P.J. Horn. Horn with his 3rd. And it'll be shooting foul for Brooks and Kentucky. 2-shot foul, I believe. Was he in the act, or was it the 1-and-1? It looked like they called the foul for trying to set up position on the
well, he kind of
on the
indicated
rebound.
that he took him out with his body.
So this is 1-and-1. That's what Brooks is asking. He says, is it 2 shots or 1-and-1? And that's what we're asking. So now they're saying 2. 2 of the officials were saying 1-and-1, and the official that blew the whistle is said 2-shot foul. So that's what Brooks wanted confirmation there. And that's the deal with the Kentucky right-hander as he puts it up and in. Keon Brooks, who played sparingly in the first half because he had 2 fouls, has been a big difference here in the second half. All 11 of his points here in the second half, and he's 4 for 5 from the line. 2:59 remaining, 59-56. Cats lead by 3. Brooks will try to make it 4, and he does. He drains a pair of free throws. He checks out. And the 6'10 freshman from Pontiac, Michigan, Isaiah Jackson, checks in for John Calipari's team. Dogs down 4, less than 3 minutes to play. 60-56. Wheeler dribbles between the circles, guarded but not tightly by Mintz. The screen with Garcia.
Yeah, I got 2 guys on him.
Wheeler drives left. Yeah, he took 2 defenders with him. Go to Johnson, right wing. Now to Fagan along the baseline. They push him. No whistle there. Gets it to Horn for a 3 off the back of the rim. Rebound on the weak side by Garcia. The Dogs get another possession. Clock's at 14 after resetting to 20. Wheeler trying to direct some traffic. Going to dribble and drive. Scoop shot! Oh! It went in and came out. I mean, literally, it was halfway below the rim and came out. How did that happen?
Oh, my
Cats with the ball. Oh.
Another missed layup. I mean, it just has haunted us all night.
All right, we're going to change rims after this game. That one's being sent to the junk pile. Jackson, jumper in the lane for the Cats. Good, right in front of the basket. 62-56.
Somebody needs to unload a 3 here.
Wheeler works on the left side. One-handed pass to KD. That's his sweet spot. Here it comes. Good! Scana Energy 3, right on cue. 62-59.
Woo. You ask and you shall receive.
About a 24-footer dead away for KD. 62-59. Cats by 3. 90 seconds to go. Kentucky with the ball. 13 on the shot clock. Boston. Overhead pass to Sari. Dribbles it down on the baseline. We double team him. He gets the ball to Askew. Left low block. Nowhere to go with it. Dogs with a takeaway. Garcia ends up with a basketball. Gives it to Wheeler. Dogs are down 3. KD for the tie. No good. Deep 3 straight away is off the back rim. Long rebound out on the wing is collected by Boston and Kentucky.
Well, KD Johnson mad with himself, too.
And Kentucky wants a timeout, so we'll take it with him. John Calipari calls a timeout with 61 seconds to go in the game. Kentucky 62, Georgia 59. Can the Dogs break the streak? Come on back and find out after this timeout on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Scott Howard, Chuck Dowdle, Adam Gillespie back here in Athens. Zach Jules in our Piedmont Healthcare Network studios. We're going to come down to the wire here with 61 seconds to go. 62-59. Kentucky leads Georgia. This recap's brought to you by Regions. Get the Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card from Regions. Visit regions.com/GoDogs to order yours today. Kentucky's outscored Georgia by 6 here in the second half by shooting 56.5%. The Dogs have shot 38% here in the half. We've got 3 in double figures, led by Andrew Garcia with 14, Wheeler and Johnson each with 10. The Cats are led by Brandon Boston's 18 points, and Isaiah Jackson has a dozen, as does Keon Brooks. All 12 of his points have come here in the second half. So it's a 3-point game. Cats with the ball, and they have the lead. They'll run out of a stack across the top of the key as Brooks will inbound it. He shovels it into Askew. 58 seconds, the clock ticks. 19 on the possession clock. Here's Askew working against Wheeler. Drives right of the lane to Boston. Back to Askew. Left-hand dribble, goes the other way. Feeds it back to Brooks, top of the key. Wants to take Kamara. Ooh. Throws it back to Boston. He almost travels, forces it up from his chest with the shot clock running out. Nowhere near. Dogs rebound. Dogs down 3 with 35 seconds to go. Get it into Garcia and score on a layup. It's a 1-point game, 32 seconds to go. 62-61, Kentucky by 1.
About a 4-second differential.
Cats with the ball. Askew moves to his right, and Wheeler fouls it. 9th team foul for Sevier, and it'll be a 1-and-1 for Devin Askew, the 6'3 freshman guard from California, but he's 82% at the line this season. 23.5 seconds left, and Kentucky's lead is 1, 62-61. That foul on Sevier's his first of the night. Askew waits for the basketball. Anthony Jordan will bounce it to him. And here we go. Clock stopped, 23.5 remaining. Shooting into the student section. He missed the foul shot, 82%. He missed it. Johnson's got the ball. KD curls around on the right wing. Hesitates, still dribbling. Fires up the wing to Wheeler. 16 seconds, 13 seconds now. The clock jumps. 10 seconds to go. We're down 1. Wheeler with the ball. Dogs want to take a chance to win the game. Wheeler drives. And his shot is blocked out of bounds with 3.6 seconds to go. Jackson blocked it high in the air. The ball bounces off the floor and out of bounds over the baseline. Boy, it'll be the Dogs' ball with 3.6 to go.
Those you talk about officials that swallow their whistles. They swallowed the whistle there because there is that little guy was in there with 3 big guys putting bodies on him. They will not give him that call.
15 fouls called on the Dogs tonight. 11 called on Kentucky. And the whistle hasn't been necessarily kind to the Dogs, but you can't worry about that. With 3.6 seconds to go, you still have the possession. You can win with a basket, That's a 2 right. or a 3. It's 62-61. Dogs trying to end a 14-game, 8-year losing streak to these guys. And they're within range. Cats came in 4-8 overall, 3-2 in the league. Dogs trying to win back-to-back games in the conference.
And Scott, all you're asking for here is a good look from one of your good shooters. That's what Tom Crean, he's trying to pick out 1 or 2 guys that he thinks can knock down a clutch shot here and make sure they get a good look. Kentucky and John Calipari, they're down there trying to figure out which 2 he's trying to think of, and so they can make sure they don't get a good look.
So Georgia used a full timeout here. So are you saying you think they'll negate trying to attack the basket just because of Kentucky's size and the lack of whistles blowing tonight?
If they weren't going to blow the whistle there, they're not going to ever blow the whistle.
Hope it tastes good going down. Wheeler's going to inbound for the Dogs. We've got Horn, Kyer, Johnson, and Garcia, and now John Calipari will call a timeout to counter for Kentucky.
So what Calipari's trying to do there is he wanted to see how Georgia was going to line up, and now he's going to go back and adjust his defense accordingly.
Cats still have 1 timeout remaining. Georgia with 2, but only 3.6 seconds remain in regulation. No, that's their last timeout, excuse me. So the Cats have used their full allotment here in regulation. And the Dogs will take a seat on the bench, huddle up around head coach Tom Crean across the way, and try to come up with a winning play here on the final possession of this contest. Kentucky swept Georgia in a home-and-home last year, won both games by 10 points. Not the case tonight, obviously, although the Cats have outscored the Dogs slightly here in the second half. Georgia had a 30-27 lead at intermission, and the Cats have outscored Georgia 35-31 here in the second half.
What would you do?
I would probably run a play on the perimeter and just try to get a jumper.
And try to knock down
Try to get a good look. It doesn't have to be a three. You know, it's just whatever you're comfortable with and who you've got shooting.
And who do you want there? You've got your choices on the floor probably going to be, my guess, are going to be KD, right? You're probably going to have Sevier out there. Kyer and Horn, yeah, that's who I'd have out there. You've got Tumani in case somebody misses, you get a tap in.
Wheeler to inbound. Boston to protect the basket on an angle, guarding the throw-in. 3.6 seconds to go. Wheeler looks to the left, now has to call time.
Well, eventually we're going to all be out of timeouts. This is like the NBA. You know, in the NBA, the rule is in the final 2 minutes, everybody in the arena gets a timeout. And that's kind of the way this is playing out.
It'll be a 10-second timeout. This will be a 30. 62-61, Kentucky with a 1-point lead. Georgia has the ball, trying to inbound the basketball and run a play that will win them the game. They huddle up again, third consecutive timeout here, and the clock hasn't budged a millisecond. Boston has 18 for Kentucky tonight. Brooks and Jackson each with 12. The Dogs' leading scorer is Garcia, but he's not in the game for this last play. He's got 16 on 8 of 12 shooting. I see that was something you could consider. If you throw an out-of-bounds play, you go into the basket area. Garcia was an option, but he's not on the floor here. It's Kyer and Johnson and Kamara and Horn with Wheeler to throw it in. They run out of the left side of the iron, or of the lane. They bounce it in to Horn. He picks it up, lays it up and in. 1.3 seconds to go on the bounce pass. Horn has laid it up and in. Brooks for the win at the three. No good.
Over. The Dogs have won it. Woo-hoo!
Brooks tried a three on the other side of the half-court line that was 10, 12 feet to the right of the basket. Didn't touch anything.
Oh, my gosh. And John Bateman jumped and pulled something over here. He's in pain. He's hopping out of the arena. Oh, my goodness. He wasn't even playing.
Georgia won it.
He's our AD in charge of basketball. He jumped so high he hurt himself.
Wheeler inbounded the play.
How about
to
that?
P.J. Horn, a short bounce pass under the basket near that semicircle. He had trouble with the inbounds, but picked it up and laid it up and in. Of all things, a layup, Chuck, has won the game for Georgia tonight, 63-62.
You know, you and I were going for that something on the perimeter. That's what I was thinking. But no, they go inside with it, and P.J. Horn, as you said, had trouble with it, but picked it up and laid it up and in.
Well, I thought if they went for something inside like that, it would have been Garcia on the floor, but he was not in for the final play. It's P.J. Horn that gets the winning basket with 1.6 seconds on the clock, I think, is when it went in. And Kentucky, a futile last shot on this side of the half-court line, a wild, errant shot by Keon Brooks that was nowhere near, and the Dogs have ended a 8-year, 14-game losing streak to Kentucky with a win here in Athens tonight, 63-62.
And that is the third straight loss for the Cats. Third straight loss. I mean, this is uncharted territory for the folks up there in blue.
There's no real way to make the best of the worst. We are sentenced at birth unto a prison we still call the earth. Pre-adolescent mind records and stores all that they see, feel, and hear. The actions of adulthood at best are carried out in fear. Figure of neglect. stands above the shape of innocence. It comes to insecurities and issues cruel punishment. Unqualified, socially identified, symbols of poverty entitled to our cognizance.
B. And pass stolen by Leslie, all alone for some showtime. Oh, a reverse slam. Oh, a windmill. Dominique